I'm with Michael Gerbitz from the Israeli Boutique. Now, Michael, what is the Israeli Boutique?
Well, it's a shop that has some very unique items that connect people to Israel in a very deep way, like no other. These items are primarily made out of authentic rockets that were either fired from Hamas or even Iranian missiles or Iron Dome missiles that we use to protect ourselves, things like that, things that really have authenticity to them, that speak, a very powerful statement. So it's not just you're looking at an item and it's pretty, but you're actually valuing the material that it's made out of. And it's something that's really taken it, it's taken us to the new level, really. People love it. Jews, Christians, right wing, even left wing, because it's the idea of taking something from destruction and turning it into beauty. And that's a universal idea that people really embrace.
Yeah, this sounds really amazing that actually rockets are being made into beautiful items. What sort of things are they made into?
They're made into jewelry, they're made into desktop ornaments, sculptures, Judaica, like a menorah that we light on Hanukkah, things of that nature, candlesticks that we light for Shabbat, Friday night. Some of them are religious items, and some of them are just mementos, things that can sit on your desk, and you can just as a constant reminder. We have keychains and a lot of jewelry. A lot of jewelry. Jewelry is something that you wear close to your heart, and it's a piece that people love to talk about and explain, how this was made, where it's from, etc. So things that remind people, all the time, about the importance of Israel and Israel bounces back. The story of the Jewish people really from day one, always having to deal with suffering and tragedy and then bouncing back and becoming strong. And it's a good message for everybody.
Mm. Now, I saw on your website a B-2 bomber mezuzah made from an Iranian missile. We had a war just recently with Iran over 12
Yes,
days, and you've been able to do something wonderful with that.
yes. Well, that piece has a story behind it. If you recall, when Prime Minister Netanyahu visited President Trump not a week or two ago, but several months ago, he presented after the 12-day war with Iran, when the B-2 bombers really finished the job, if you will. So Prime Minister Netanyahu presented President Trump with one of these mezuzah. Now, mezuzah is an item that Jewish people put at their doorpost with a holy parchment inside that is for the protection of the home, protection of the synagogue, protection of any living space. So the idea that one of these religious articles that protect us could be made out of the very Iranian missiles that were shot into Israel and turned into a mezuzah, which is an item that protects, was a very, very powerful idea. Now, probably most people will keep it on their desktop just as an ornament, just because it's probably more functional that way in terms of just looking at it and remembering. But it is designed to mount on a doorpost, and if you insert the parchment inside, it can serve as a real protection. As Jews believe, every home, every doorpost of every home has to have one of those. So President Trump was, blown away, if no pun intended, or maybe pun intended, by this beautiful piece. And the same artist that created it, that for Prime Minister Netanyahu to give to Trump, is now creating hundreds of them, and we are selling them all over the world. So people are really responding.
Now, we've just seen Donald Trump broker a peace deal and he came to Israel. You've released a special coin. Tell us about that special coin.
Well, the coin honors this unique relationship between really between Israel and the United States, but specifically between Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump. There's never been a president that's been so pro-Israel in so many ways, and there's so many things he did for Israel before even his last presidency, recognizing Jerusalem, moving the embassy to Jerusalem, recognizing the Golan Heights as sovereign Israeli territory, and of course the Abraham Accords, and many other things. So this coin really depicts all of the special things that President Trump has done for Israel that no other president has done. But when, of course, America stepped up with the B-2 bombers and really helped Israel in a big way to destroy the Iranian nuclear facilities, that was something that, just broke, over the top, of course. And now, of course, with the, bringing back the hostages, it's really just, you can't even, it just, thing after thing after thing. So this coin really celebrates all of that, all of those wonderful things, all of that past history, and particularly what happened now with the hostages. It's a real memento of friendship, of trust, of recognizing strength and leadership from both very strong leaders who recognize that the only way to peace is through strength. And that's really what this coin symbolizes. So it's really been taking off like crazy right after the hostage deal was made. I mean, they were just flying off the shelves. We're already sold out in stock. We're producing more. And we do have a limit of 1,000, though. So it's going to be a real collector's piece. We have produced to date, I don't know, in the 500s maybe, and we're producing more. But we're going to stop at 1,000. It's going to be a real collector's piece in silver. That's in pure 0.99 pure silver. We do have other models that are in a less expensive metal, plated and so forth, and those will sell, unlimited.
Does Israel love Trump?
Well, they do. They do. It's amazing because, Trump could probably be the prime minister of Israel. I think he's more popular here than he is in America. And I know that he's more popular here because in America it's split. But here, I would say 80 to 90%, even the left wing here really loves what he's done for Israel and so much appreciates it. So it's really, really a unique situation where he comes here and he's just so popular. You see the signs all the place, you see the flags all over the place, and he can't do anything wrong. He's just been an amazing friend to Israel.
Mm. What other things do you sell on your website?
What other things? Well, again, the items that are really the most meaningful are the ones that are made of the authentic rockets. We do sell other items. We sell items made out of Jerusalem stone, jewelry, silver combined with Jerusalem stone. Also, we have Jerusalem stone card holders and different kind of desktop ornaments, mezuzahs, menorahs, different Judaic items. That's also something that is popular because it is authentic Jerusalem stone. And we have some regular jewelry, silver designer jewelry. But again, like I said, the and coins. We have a whole array of coins. Now, one of the coins we sell, I'm glad we got to this point. The Trump coin itself is not made from a rocket. Obviously, that's made out of pure silver or the other metals that we offer. But we do have a coin called the Iron Dome Power Coin. And the Iron Dome coin is actually made from silver or the other kind of metal, but we do have specks of an Iron Dome missile that were put into the mix. So that's kind of cool. That's the only coin we offer right now that actually does have pieces of Iron Dome. So it's an Iron Dome coin, representing the fact that the protection that the IDF, but really God is the one protecting us. He's God's the real Iron Dome. So it's a coin that represents that, but actually has specks of an Iron Dome missile in it. So that's quite a popular coin as well. We have other coins that are representing the greatness, the defending the IDF, an IDF coin, representing the defenders of Israel. We have a Hanukkah coin for the Maccabees. We have a beautiful Jerusalem coin depicting the Jerusalem of the future with the third temple standing up high on the top of the Temple Mount. A dream that we all have that we believe will be fulfilled, hopefully soon in our lifetime. But that's a coin that does very well. Jews and Christians really love that Jerusalem coin. That was the first coin we minted. So we just have an array of interesting things you really can't find anywhere else. Like most of the stuff that we have, you can't really shop around for it because nobody else has it. We weren't looking to create just another business with standard jewelry or Judaica. You can find a lot of that. Really, the pieces that we have really, really extra meaning. And it's not just physical beauty, but it's spiritual beauty that really makes our pieces so special.
You spoke about the Iron Dome. The Iron Dome has been such a blessing to Israel, hasn't it? Because it really has protected, particularly when you think about what happened with Iran and everything, it really was able to actually shoot down a lot of these weapons.
Yes, and what's amazing is the success rate is like 95% or maybe even higher than that. But from what I saw, Ukraine was also using that same technology, and their success rate was only like 50%. I don't have this verified. I'm just telling you what I heard. And it's an amazing insight that, I don't know. I mean, if it works, it works, 90%, why was it only working there? 50%, maybe the Jews have some kind of special blessing here in the land of Israel with the Iron Dome, but it's been very, very successful. Very, very few rockets have landed in civilian areas. The ones that are heading off out of the civilian population, we don't bother wasting an Iron Dome. We only shoot them on ones that are heading towards the population centers. And the success has been absolutely unbelievable. But, again, you can look at it on the surface and say, well, we have amazing technology, we have a great army, we have great strategy. But you can say, who is really behind it? And we believe, of course, God is behind it. He's protecting us. He has lots of tools. He has Donald Trump. He's got Iron Dome. He's got, the most sophisticated tanks in the IDF. He's got unbelievable intelligence in the Mossad. And we all like to take credit for the effort that we put in, but we can't, it's not complete unless we really give the ultimate credit to God, because He's the one that's enabling us to do all this amazing stuff.
Wow, wow. Is it important to be supporting these local artists?
Yes, it's very important to do that. We support the artists. One of the artists, the one that created the Iron Dome stuff, he actually lives in a village right down on the Gaza Egyptian Israel border, kind of where all three meet. And he's been living there for years. And this isn't a new thing, the rockets. It's been happening 15, 20 years, even more. And his little town was hit terribly, so for him it really hit home to create art, because it was so meaningful, because he was experiencing these missiles firsthand. This is his way of expressing, what Israel's reaction is. We're not, of course we're going to fight back, obviously we have to do that, but on a deeper level our reaction is to say, we've gone through a difficult experience, how can we put a positive face on it? What can we do to show the world that it's not just about revenge and taking blood for blood. We're not interested in taking our enemy's blood. We're interested in protecting ourselves. But if we can take a bad situation and turn it into something beautiful, show a positive message, then we've done more than just that's not taking revenge. That's actually going way beyond. That's showing that we're about peace and love, and not just about protecting ourselves and defending ourselves. So that's really what his whole idea was, to show that the Jewish people are about taking just a time of destruction and turning it into something, into building, into peace, into love, into something that we can be proud of.
Mm. And do you support local charities as well?
Yes, we do. We do. We support lots of local charities. We support people that have suffered from the October 7th attack and from rockets that have hit towns before. Some of the proceeds went to build bomb shelters years ago. Again, this is not a new problem. This is an old problem. Some of the money has gone for that. Some of the money has gone for just local charities, for people that need help financially, IDF related items, particularly in the war. The IDF, you would think that they're fully equipped, but many, many soldiers complain they don't have a good enough helmet, they don't have a good enough vest, they need extra equipment. So we are there to help them.
Has the war affected your business at all?
Well, yeah, I mean, in a positive way. And, to be honest, once October 7th happened, people were they couldn't travel to Israel, but they love Israel and they wanted to connect. So, I mean, obviously Jewish organizations and pro-Israel organizations were raising lots of charity, which is amazing. I also run an organization called United with Israel, which is a nonprofit, and that organization also did tremendously well after October 7th, and we gave out lots and lots of charity. But even the products, because people know that some of the money is going to help Israelis, but also they're getting something that they can hold dearly close to their heart, put on their desk as a daily reminder of what's going on, and they cherish that. So, for those people that just want to give charity, and that's even more amazing. They nothing in return, which is amazing. But some people, they want to feel connected. They need something physical to remind them that they can hold on to. And so for that purpose, our business kind of just organically started to grow. We weren't, of course we felt uncomfortable. We're not gonna, there's a war going on here, just to be, super active, proactive in trying to sell product. And it was distasteful. So we didn't shut down the business, obviously, but we didn't go out and use the war as a way to just profit from. But people were coming to us. People heard about it, word of mouth, and it kind of went viral. So people were just finding us, and so our business did pick up since then, and it stayed pretty steady. So, as our business, we don't do a lot of advertising, but it's the kind of thing where if you have a piece, you tell your friend, you show it to your family, they think it's cool, you go to the website, and that's really how the business is growing.
Mm. Tell us a little bit more about your charity, United with Israel.
United with Israel has been around for about 15 years now. We are a very large global online organization reaching people in over 180 countries, believe it or not. We got very big 15 years ago using Facebook as a tool to get people, Israel supporters from lots of countries around the world when Facebook advertising was cheap and there wasn't a lot out there. Israel itself wasn't really promoting itself very much through social media. So we kind of got a head start. We built the biggest pro-Israel Facebook page in the world. We now stand at around 6 million. Now Facebook is a different story. It's much harder, but we've grew a very large base. We converted a lot of those Facebook fans into emails through different petitions that we had and different sign up programs that we had. And so we have a very large email list. We send a daily email with the latest news from Israel, but not just news that a pro-Israel person would really want to know. News geared towards people, that have a message to share with their friends. And sometimes their friends are maybe not so pro-Israel. So that was really how we were doing what we call hasbara, which is, teaching the world the truth about Israel through social media, bypassing the mainstream media like CNN and Fox is pretty good, but CNN, ABC, NBC, all the other BBC, of course, is terrible. So most of the mainstream media is very anti-Israel. So we were using social media and our email list and our website to get information out to people bypassing social media. But in doing so, we started growing a very large list. And then we have a lot of programs that we do on the ground to help soldiers. We have a Hanukkah party with hundreds of soldiers. We give them gifts. We buy them extra warm jackets and gloves and hats. I know the IDF should be doing that, but what can I tell you?
Mm.
The idea I can't explain, but you can just go around if you ask soldiers, oh, I'd love a new coat. I love a new, this stuff gets old and worn and they don't always get what they want. So we provide what the soldiers need, make a big party, barbecues for them. We plant trees all over Israel. That's another big campaign that we have. We donate bomb shelters. We've donated around 22 or 23 bomb shelters, mostly in southern Israel, a few in the north, to protect Israeli communities. We've given money to victims of terror to help with financial support, with social programs for them, things like that. And of course, we support our own growth, our own efforts to try to expand our list and reach more and more people around the world. We have a big we have the largest pro-Israel Spanish site in the world,
Wow.
which is also amazing. And Spain is probably right now one of the most anti-Semitic, certainly in Europe. Maybe Ireland and Spain are probably really, really anti-Israel. So there's a lot of work to do there, and there are a lot of supporters in Spain. And it's not just Spain; it's also all the Spanish countries in Central and South America, which some of them are actually very pro-Israel, but some are not. It's a mixed bag. So we do quite a bit in Spanish, and it's just we get donations from all kinds of countries. It's really interesting. We'll get from Afghanistan, we'll get from Uganda, we'll get a lot of these Africans. It's primarily Christians. These the
Mm.
non-Jew. I mean, of course, it's a good amount of people, and that's also nice about the organization is that it really is a mix of Jews and Christians. It's not, it is a Jewish-based organization, and we don't everything we do is Jewish, but we find that the Christians just, enjoy our content. They want to learn about Judaism. They like to learn about Israel from our perspective, not from a pastor or from, they can get from their religion you know, however they get it. But we are here as a Jewish people, and they like to hear from us too. And that's, I think, a unique part of our organization is that we're able to explain to people, the real Jewish perspective, and people appreciate it. They like to hear it. So that's another side of what I do. And if you want to complete the cycle, I also run a real news site called World Israel News. That's it's not a pro-Israel, organization per se. It's a real news site, but again, it's presenting the truth, the way we see it, and we cover all issues. We cover a lot of Trump. We cover U.S. politics as well, and of course, everything related to Israel, anti-Semitism. You name it. It's a full-blown Israel news site, and it's also been very successful. So we kind of have different voices. We speak through the products on the one hand, we speak through the charity organization, and we speak through a real news organization, getting the stories from the right perspective out to people. And all of these groups have, thousands, millions really of followers around the world. And there's a lot more work to do.
Wow.
But and we're out there. We're on the front lines.
It sounds like you don't have any time to do any more work. Sounds fantastic.
I don't, but I am working on other projects. We'll leave that for another interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what we're doing here.
What is your prayer today for Israel Boutique and the business moving forward?
My prayer is that people, well, obviously from a business perspective, we want to reach more people. We want to grow the business. But my prayer is that what people will enjoy from it is the deep inner beauty of what they're getting. We try to make it as beautiful as we can on the outside, but cherish what's inside. People should really hold it, cherish it, realize what went into this and what it symbolizes, and how, just my prayer is that people should look at the Jewish people, look at the nation of Israel, and realize that we're always trying to make the world a better place, even when we're under threat of rockets, even when we're in the middle of a war. Our goal, the real goal of a Jew, is to bring God into the world. We are a people that were chosen by God for a particular role. And whether we're producing products or running organizations or doing news or doing high tech or technology, agriculture, there's so many ways that Israel is a blessing to the world. All of those things people should realize and appreciate, that we do have a unique role. And we want you to join in with us. We want you to appreciate what we do and become part of us. Help us to fulfill our mission by appreciating and recognizing what we need to accomplish in this world.
What's your website for people who'd like to know more and see some of the beautiful product that you sell?
Okay, so the general website for the boutique, for the products, is called theisraelboutique.com. But we have a sub website called rocketsintoroses.com, and there it'll specifically show you more about the project of turning the rockets into roses and many other items. The organizational website is called unitedwithisrael.org, and the news site is called worldisraelnews.com. So those are the three main properties that we are working with. And like I said, there's more on the side, but maybe we'll cover that at a different time.
Sounds good. Well, Michael, thank you very much for sharing today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you giving me the ability to share the message with so many people out there. And I really appreciate that. We all appreciate it. Everybody here in Israel, and you're in Israel too.
Yeah.
And we appreciate your support, and we appreciate the fact that you want to get the message out there.
Amen.